Call for the question.
Sure. Again, good afternoon, Coach. Obviously, the winter strength and conditioning program has, I guess, played some early dividends this spring. And I'm not really talking about just the field results of spring ball, but I'm really referring to the size of those rings that I saw the other day and just those guys hoisting them around. So no drop off in terms of strength and conditioning relative to those rings, I would say.
We're doing curls with them.
I can imagine. But on a serious note with the rings, can you talk about the symbolic meaning of what went behind the design of those rings per se?
There's so many things on the ring. Obviously, the Commander-in-Chief's trophy on top. There's 35 stones on top of the ring, which signify the 35 victories by our senior class in their 4 years, which is the winningest class in program history, the most wins in a 4-year stretch here at West Point. There are three stones just below the trophy, which again, for the seniors, they won 3 Commander-in-Chief's trophies while they were here. On one side of the ring, there's the stadium. It's got our record at home, which is certainly a great source of pride for us to go 8-0 at home. It's the 3rd time in 4 years we've gone undefeated at home. It's got the 2 scores from the Academy games, the CIC games, as well as our team record, but the Gold Star and Silver Star, which is what they earned for their letter sweater and letter jackets here at West Point traditionally. And then on the other side, it's got the Lambert Trophy, which again comes back here. We're really proud of that. That's a trophy that's
awesome.
That is, there's a lot of teams playing for that. Great teams like Penn State, Pitt, Boston College, and Syracuse, and all up and down the East Coast, and Miami's won that trophy, West Virginia. And to have that 2 times in the last 3 years is really a source of pride for us. We hadn't had it here since 1958. So that trophy's on the side, as well as the bowl game logo, which we're disappointed we lost the game, but to be able to make it to that game is significant, and it's an accomplishment itself just to make it to the postseason and earn it with 9 victories. It's got to beat Navy on the bottom of it, which obviously, as long as there's West Point, there's going to be an importance in that game. There's 9 stones on one end cap, which signify the 9 outright CICs, the 9 Lambert trophies, and the 9 victories this year. And on the other end, our mantra of last of the hard. So I think there's a lot on that ring that really went into it, and just really proud to be able to present those to our team. And I know they're proud to wear them, and they should. It was a great year, and we got a lot to be proud of.
Very impressive. And now you're down to 3 practices, including the black and gold spring game. Where would you say the team is relative to where you want them to be coming into this portion of spring ball, and what players are able to stand out today in practice?
We're frankly a long way from where I hoped we would be, just from an execution standpoint and assignment standpoint. We got a lot of guys that we're holding out of these scrimmages. I don't think it's necessary for some of our guys to, when they've played season after season and started 12 games this past year, that they necessarily need to get in there. We're really trying to find out a lot about the depth, and it's given us an opportunity to do that. But there's some guys that are making plays, and I thought Maurice Ballon had a really good scrimmage today. Ran the ball hard and really competed. Tyler made a really good throw on a corner route today, and that's not something that we've asked him to do a lot of, but it was in a 1-minute drill, and I thought he did a really nice job making that throw, and that was positive. I hope that's something he'll grow and become better at. The slot backs, that group, pretty good group of athletes there, and they've made some plays with the ball, and we threw the ball today and got it to some guys out there on the perimeter, Cole Catterbone and Jalen Moy and Sean Eckert. Just a chance for those guys to catch some passes and do something with it, which was encouraging. Our offensive line we're starting to piece it together. We're not playing Bishop in these in these scrimmages, like we're not playing cockerel on defense. Just I don't know that those guys need to go out there and ram into each other. They've both played a lot of football, but getting some other guys like Dean Powell and Noah Knapp and those guys some reps in there together, which has been good on defense. Just really happy with a guy like Andre Carter, who just seems to be getting better all the time. The guy makes plays, and physically he's just continued to develop, and I'm really excited about him. We're playing some young linebackers and finding out about them. The guys that are in there at linebacker right now are guys that really haven't played a lot of football for us. So we're getting a chance to really find our depth there, I think. But probably the guys that'll be the top two, and certainly maybe a third are out right now at inside linebacker. We moved Austin Hill from inside linebacker to defensive end. He's just such a quick guy and plays with such intensity. I think he's had a really good spring for the group at defensive line. We've limited Bonsu and Cockrell. We played Duran a little bit. He probably more than the other two, but I think when those guys are all healthy, they can be a good group in there. In the secondary, we didn't play Marquell or Cunningham today, and we didn't a week ago either. Just trying to hold those guys. They played a lot of football, and we expect they will play a lot of football for us. So we're finding out about guys like Leo Lowen and Aaron Bibbins, and they've improved a lot because of the reps they've been getting this spring, and that's been good for us to give them those opportunities and for us to find out what they're capable of. There's a good group of corners that are developing. We've been a little bit injured and beat up there. Caleb John was out today. McDuffie's been out most of the spring. It'd be good to have that group at full strength. But I think our coach is doing a really good job of getting a lot of guys opportunities, and it's hard to coach all those guys and have the reps in practice to be able to do everything we call, and so there's some challenges there. But I really think Coach Woody, Coach Davis, Coach Saturnio, the coordinators that are kind of giving our guys the game plans for this spring. They've not made it too expansive where our guys are just swimming, really giving the guys a chance to compete. And it's been good to see some of those young guys coming off the scout teams getting a chance to play and run our offense and defense.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Coach. Appreciate it.
And Coach, good to see you. And congratulations on receiving the rings and the Lambert Trophy. Just tell us a little bit about receiving the Lambert Trophy. It wasn't a lot of attention at the time. That is such a meaningful award. It goes back a long way. It's
a great historic award, and as I was saying to Charles, it is a great source of pride for us because there's a lot of other teams that really are in contention for that trophy, and it's not decided on wins and losses. It's just decided by a committee that feels like we were deserving of the honor. And it's nice to have that recognition, and especially after not having it here for so long. The 58 team, won them all and tied one. So last time, essentially you're undefeated. And Pete Dawkins won the Heisman Trophy that year. And it was a great season and a great team. And then we didn't have that trophy here again until 2018. So it was really pretty neat. Rich DeMarco, who's the voice of the Black Knights, he was saying during the last few days of the 2018 season, he said, I would love to see us win the Lambert Trophy. That's such a big deal and such a historic and prestigious award. And I knew he was thrilled when we did, and we were too. But to say, we get to be named the best in the East by somebody is pretty special. Absolutely. Congratulations. We heard from Cade Ballard this morning. He said he got to run a lot of plays, both running and throwing the ball.
And how did you think he did and the other quarterbacks that you played today?
I thought Cade did a really good job. He's a competitor. He's a winner. He makes plays. And he feels trouble coming. That's the thing he's got a real knack for, especially in the passing game. He gets back there and he knows there's a clock in his head, and he can feel that pressure coming, and he knows when to get rid of it. And he delivered some really good passes today. He threw one down the middle. It's just a great pass, and I really like him. He's a successful quarterback, obviously. Just every game he started as a high school or college quarterback, he has won, or his team has won, which is really an impressive record. And I think our guys have a lot of confidence in him. I certainly do.
I know Jabari Laws isn't playing this spring, but how will you approach, selecting your quarterback or quarterbacks that you may play when you start next fall?
I feel good about that whole group there at the top. We talked about Cade, and we talked about Maurice, Tyre, Christian Anderson, Jabari Laws, Jamel Jones. Any one of those guys can keep the game going for us. So we've really given Maurice a chance to kind of prove himself. Those other guys are in red jerseys because they played enough. We kind of feel like we know what they can do, but Maurice has done a really nice job just running the offense and running the ball hard. And so I don't know who the starter will be, but we'll settle in on one for the first game, and we might play more than one guy. And I don't know that that's always great to rotate quarterbacks, but we did it last year with Cade and Tyre, and it worked pretty good for a couple games there. And so we'll see. But the good news is that we feel good about that group of quarterbacks, and we aren't kind of grasping for straws right now to figure out if we're going to have enough quarterbacks, if we're going to have a guy at all.
Thank you.
Jeff, go back to Cade and his unbeaten streak as a quarterback. Talk about that intangible. There just seems to be something about certain players that they just have this winning quality.
It's a fact, and he's one of them. He's a coach's kid, back-to-back state championships, Mr. Football in Tennessee, just a terrific player, and he's a winner, and he's got it. He's got all the it factor.
Was there something that you saw in him? I mean, I know that you were down your lead quarterbacks at that time when you used them, but was there something you saw in him?
Just those things. And we always felt like he was capable and had those intangibles, the spirit to win and the leadership. And I thought when we recruited him that he'd come in and be our starting quarterback just because of the background he's got as a winner and as a coach's son, and just very mature, understands the game. Tough, knows how to lead. I like guys like that.
Do you recall having a conversation with him after he played those 2 games and won, and then he didn't see any more time because you have a lot of faith in your starters? They earned their spots and they should get back in the lineup. But did you have a conversation with Cade about, hey, I'm going back to our numbers 1 and 2 here?
I mean, they knew when Christian Anderson, who was the starter, got healthy again, that he would likely get the nod as long as he was prepared and ready, and we felt he was. It didn't mean Cade wasn't going to play anymore. He got in some, but just he sees what's in the room with him and the other quarterbacks, that they've got ability too, and they make plays, and he also understands that's the maturity part and being a coach's son. He understands that the decisions that are being made are the ones that are best for our team. And that's, I really appreciate that about him, that, he's not going to get all knotted up because somebody else goes trotting in the game. He just wants to help the team in any way that he can. And he's doing a great job helping our football team.
Sure. And on one more point on him, the fact that he got those 2 games and then nothing, much beyond that. I asked him, I said, are you still trying to prove yourself to your teammates? And he kind of said, yeah, they have to get used to him and such. So tell me about that progress of him getting comfortable and then getting comfortable with him.
Oh, I don't know that anybody should feel completely comfortable about their position. There should always be competition, and they should always trying to prove themselves. I try to prove myself to this team every day with my attitude and my effort. I don't ever put it on cruise control. I smash my foot to the gas, to the floor, and that's the way it's going to be every single day. And that's what my guys here expect of me. That's who they know me to be. And if I'm not that, then I'm getting complacent. And so he shouldn't, Christian shouldn't, Tyre shouldn't. They should all be trying to prove themselves every day. And I think he does. He comes out to work and puts in an effort. Say they all come to work. He does work. He works hard at it. He works hard in the classroom and hard on the practice field to have himself ready.
Mm-hmm. And let me ask you a personal question about the rings. Do you wear rings? Do you wear them on certain occasions, Jeff?
I do. I'll wear them to events, and it's a source of pride for me too. But I think there's appropriate times to wear them, and like I said, it's for events and maybe times where we're going to be around other people who may want to see the ring or a speaking engagement or things like that. I think it just brings attention to the success that we've had as a program. But personally, I don't have my ring yet. I make sure that everybody else in the program that is supposed to get a ring and has a ring is issued their ring. And then when that's all done, they'll issue me mine. So I've gotten to see the other guys, and they're beautiful. And so they'll give me mine, and I'm sure there'll be an opportunity to wear it.
Mm-hmm. 2 more practices, 1 black and gold game. What are you working on in this next week?
Fundamentals. Trying to get better at fundamentals. Blocking, tackling, taking care of the ball, shedding blocks, kicking the ball, throwing the ball, catching the ball, all the things that matter in the game. And hopefully along the way, learning our assignments better. Those are the 2 things that we can control, is learning where we're supposed to go and trying to do the little things with absolute exactness. And if we'll do that, then I'm confident we're going to improve.
Do you ramp up the expectations in the final week? Because do you want to end on a good note, so to speak?
I just want to keep getting better every day. That's my goal. And I hope when we get in the spring game that our guys will improve that day too. And they'll get something out of that helps them become better football players and makes us a better team. That's all I'm trying to do every day. And I think it's important to maintain that because we can make the things that really aren't going to matter more important than they need to be, and how it looks and is it pretty and all that other stuff. And what matters is being good fundamental football players, having tough football players, guys that play together, play really hard, and we'll just keep working on those things every day.